Hello everyone, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers 2007 Target exclusive Robovision Optimus Prime. Now, this is a particular figure that only maybe two or three people have actually done a review on. Everyone else, yes, has reviewed the original version of this mold, and I think this one personally is one of the best. To me, there are three versions of this figure that I would highly recommend you pick up. Of course, one of the three would probably be better. There's this one that I have right here, which is the Robovision. There's the Battle Damaged, which is heavily weathered, and it looks beautiful. I I might have attempts to get it, but I'm not sure yet. And then there is the Screen Battles version, which comes in a 2-pack with this guy with a more screen accurate, more paint job, where he has the blue, where he has more of the blue, like on his shoulder pads, on the windows, and stuff like that. But you don't get the silver premium paint job like you get with this, which this is the one that I wanted, and I still plan on getting the Screen Battles version because of the Prime. The Prime does look good in Robot, and I wouldn't mind having a more screen-accurate version of Prime, even though this one is just as good. But yeah, this is the Robovision version, and this guy is actually really awesome. Now, I know this is a video review that no one has asked me to do, but this is something that I really wanted to do. So, I purchased this guy off of eBay, and he was not new in package, so I don't have the package to show you. He was loose, and his joints, this guy must have sat on a shelf, or maybe not, because this guy has basically no dust on him, and I mean, he looked like he just came right out of the box. You know, maybe someone cleaned him up for me, I don't know. But nonetheless, this guy is really, really nice. I mean, just look at all of this. Okay, I do understand you're probably like, wait a minute, Cyberverse, why couldn't you have just gotten the Battle Blades version? Isn't that one, isn't that Voyager Prime more screen accurate than this? Yes, it is, but I'm not going for accuracy. That's Studio Series' job. I'm going for toy-like. I mean, for more vintage, figure. I wanted like something that kind of looked like. Basically, we wouldn't have the Studio Series version with this. So this is technically the Generation 1 Voyager Optimus for the movie figures. That's why I really wanted this, because it's basically its Generation 1 version, and I love it to death. Nonetheless, it's still a great, great figure. Now, before we get into sculpt and accessories and paint work and all that, we're going to take a couple look at some size comparisons. Alright, here's your size comparison for you. Here we have the original Movie 1 Leader Class Megatron. I still plan on getting the premium version, though. I'm not really too keen on this deco. We have the Screen Battles Bumblebee, which I last reviewed, and we have Optimus. Of course, I know everybody would probably go, oh, the Leader is so much better than the Voyager Optimus. I mean, come on, man. Why do you have the Voyager? Look, I love the Voyager because I'm going to show you why I love it. And this is one of the reasons why. The scale is actually really good. Yeah, Megatron is probably a tad too tall, but honestly, who cares? I mean, honestly, who cares? The scale is good. It's an original figure. Leave it alone. Who cares about scale? I like these two, the way they look, but I'll even like this comparison more if I have the premium Megatron. So with size comparisons out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the accessories. Now, the accessories are just two guns. They do turn into his gas tanks and his smokestacks, as you can see. And, I mean, yeah, they're not the most screen accurate, but like I said, this isn't going for screen accuracy. This was meant to be basically like a Generation 1 figure. And personally, I still love it. And yes, it can shoot. And they do lock back in. Because, like I said, I basically got this guy from what it seems like to be brand new. So the springs are still good. The missiles still shoot out. I don't have the problem of them, shooting out or anything. This is a fantastic figure. And, well, this is a fantastic, gun. And, I mean, blah, blah. It's fantastic that the missile doesn't shoot out off on its own. Unless it's triggered. But, and he does come with 2. Which is really nice, so you can evoke that scene in Revenge of the Fallen where he jumped up and did that G1 kind of thing. Where he did in the first animated movie. Both the same. A little trigger on the side, shoots out, everything. So, that's what the guns do, which are really nice. Now on to Prime himself. Optimus... Personally, if you can't afford the leader class, Revenge of the Fallen, or the first movie, go with this Voyager. It's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's got a humongous backpack. But I mean, this was the first movie. You have to forgive Hasbro for, something like this. And it's not that much of an eyesore to me. Yeah, he's got a humongous ass backpack. But honestly, who cares? I mean, now, I will admit, in truck mode, this is where this guy really shines. So, stay tuned for that. But, I mean, Optimus, his details are just so better. His details are, are now even more picked out. You got the nice silver paint on the shoulders and limbs, on the legs, painted tires, or painted rims in the wheels, and they're pinned. Yeah, they're hollow plastic, but who cares? I mean, this guy is definitely, really nice. And then his articulation, yeah, it's not as advanced as the Studio Series, but for an old 07 figure, this thing's not terrible. You got a head swivel. Of course, no ball joint, but, I'm sure there is a proper way. Yeah, they probably could have figured out a way to put a ball joint instead of a peg swivel, but who cares? He kind of has a butterfly joint, which is cool, even though that's due to transformation. And he can lift up even higher on his arm, but this kind of breaks the look, I guess. Looks like he just blew off his arm or something. Then you can lift this piece up, and then you can have this hinge out, swivel. He does have a elbow swivel. He does have a bicep swivel, an elbow bend, wrist rotation, sorta. On mine, it's kind of tight. No waist, but he does have hips, soft ratchet hips, which is really nice. They can go in and out, which is really cool. He has a thigh swivel. A freaking thigh swivel, man. Come on. Like, how could you hate this thing? And then he's got a knee bend, and of course no ankle articulation, but, hey, it is what it is. This guy is just really nice. So, to transform him, and the transformation can be kind of a pain in the ass, but it's still nonetheless a really good transformation. And trust me, you're not going to be sitting there getting frustrated for about 10 minutes of transformation process. So what I like to first do is lift up these shoulder pads, then rotate these panels on his arms back like that. Then the next thing I like to do is come to his back. You're going to rotate this down, and it's on a double hinge here. This octagon looking piece or pentagon looking piece is going to plug into a peg right there on his back. So it's going to lift up and then peg in. You're going to lift up the head, fold that back. Then you're going to want to untab the shoulders from the sides. Or actually, no. You're going to want to rotate this up. And then you're going to want to unpeg these bits here, rotate these in, just like that. Oh wait, did I screw it? No, I didn't. You want to make sure that this post right here is facing inwards under the truck. So you want to make sure that lines up. Make sure all this tabs in. And is nicely flattened out. Same thing on this side. Rotate this, rotate that, rotate the bicep. Plug this in. It can get fiddly. And he's being fiddly right now because he's on camera, of course. Plug those in. There you go. And then there is it's kind of like a little track here. You kind of want to just peg these things together. There you go. There you have the entire flat. There you have the arms transformed. Now, when you flip them up like this, it's actually pretty simple and straightforward and kind of accurate to the one scene of Revenge of the Fallen where his legs folded back and then transformed from the cab of the truck, which I thought was pretty cool. So you want to unpeg this, flip the heel up, rotate this forward, lift this piece up, push the foot in. Sometimes it takes some doing. Usually it doesn't give me this much of a hard time. Basically, it auto morphs into place, and then you just collapse it on the truck like that. Then you fold this piece and clip it right there. So second verse, same as the first. Unpeg this, flip up the foot, rotate this, or not. Flip the foot in at the same time. Rotate this piece all the way to the back of the truck. Take this piece, clip it into place. Now, you want to take the guns, and since they're transformed like this, this is called the vehicle attack mode, but it's kind of dumb. I'm not going to lie, this is kind of dumb. So I don't leave it in this mode anyway. So basically what you want to do to transform these into the smokestacks, you flip these out, you rotate these, go ahead and rotate the smokestacks. They're on this little hinge piece here. Just rotate them like that. And then since these pieces are on hinges, rotate this all the way down, fold this under, fold this up. Same thing on this side. Rotate this, rotate it under, flip that piece up. And there is essentially Robovision Optimus Prime in his truck mode. And my God, this is a beautiful, beautiful truck mode. I love the flames on the roof. I like them on the side here. I mean, this guy in truck mode surely shines. And he's definitely more screen accurate in vehicle mode than he is in robot mode. And that's where I think, honestly, if you honestly want two versions of this Prime, get the Screen Metals version and the Bone Crusher 2-pack. And then also, definitely get this version for truck mode. If you don't, I mean, Screen Metals you can use as a play Prime. This one I would definitely use as a display piece. And yes, he does have the opening door gimmick with the cowboy, Peter Cullen. But nonetheless, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video review. And stay tuned till next time for my next review, which I don't know what will be. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.